It's so important to get accurate tests. Where are we on that? And why is it still happening that we can get so many false positives or even more dangerous false negatives?
Well, good to see you again. Thanks for having me. Let me just, before answering that question, just say that, I'm particularly proud of the quarter we had. I'm proud of our people for having risen to the challenge. In the quarter, we shipped tens of millions of tests. We increased our manufacturing capacity from 1 million tests to 2 million tests, and also, as you noted, entered into agreements with the Pac-12 and the Big Ten to be involved in the largest asymptomatic study to date. So overall, a great quarter. But to your question, I think that frequency of testing does matter. And false positives, as you saw with the Colts, will occur regardless of technology. And when you think about whether it's PCR or antigen tests in a particular run, PCR, for example, you could have a small number of false positives in that same run. And so it's wise then to retest, and that's why you do retest, in order to confirm that indeed those samples are positive. False positives will occur. Frequent testing and repeat testing quickly will enable those players to get back to practice, and actually employers and employees back to work as well.
Yeah, we mentioned your partnership with Big Ten and Pac-12, both gearing up for their seasons and their conferences. Have you learned anything by the early test cases here with the NFL and with college football and some of the mishaps that have been going on that you'll do different?
Well, it's still early on with the two conferences. They will be doing daily testing, first of all, but the frequency of testing is actually what matters. In order to find people that will be tested positive, and then we'll need to confirm those, and then we'll study those student athletes moving forward, and we will do the contact tracing and all those elements that are important. But I think it's important that we take into consideration that testing really is an important part of keeping these athletes safe, but wearing masks and also social distancing is all three of those things are part of a three-legged stool.
If we broaden out away from the sports area, how concerned are you about flu season picking up and creating broad problems for tracking COVID? And what type of tests have you developed as a response?
Recently, we had emergency use authorization for a combination assay, Wilfred, that will allow from a single swab SARS antigen tests plus influenza A and B to be tested all at the same time within 15 minutes. I think there is the potential for a perfect storm, given that if there's any incidence of flu, you're going to see symptoms that mimic each other. And so the ability to distinguish between both is critically important in order to keep all of us safe.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.